Yo, listen, man, I'm gonna jump right into it. You guys know what I'm gonna say, man. I know you guys are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. That was the worst Guillermo Rigondeaux we've ever seen. We've ever seen. I mean, I was saying this by the third round. I should have went live, man. I really should have went live. I was saying this by the second in the second, third round. I was like, this is not the same fighter. And this is what happens when you're 38 years old. He's 38 now, but you gotta remember, he took a year off after losing to Lomachenko. He took a year off, came back, knocked out some journeyman in one round, and now he has this fight where he's fighting an opponent where he just can't knock out. He came out as, you know, listen, he came out as aggressive as he normally does. But towards the end of the first round, for some reason, he started to sit in the pocket with his opponent. Second, third round, same thing. Was taking way too many hits. I mean, if you guys been watching Guillermo Rigondeaux for a long time, you remember the Cordoba fight years ago, under the Manny Pacquiao Antonio Margarito fight. All right, that was the fight that we saw him sit in the pocket with a bigger guy, stronger guy, a bigger puncher, and he got dropped in that fight. All right, and he ran for the whole second half of the fight. Okay, Guillermo Rigondeaux don't have inside game. He doesn't have it, and he tried to do it in this fight for some reason as early. I don't know. It's weird because he's with Ronnie Shields now. He was with Ronnie Shields back then, and from what I was told, he was told to make it an action fight. He was told to sit in the pocket with this fighter back then. All right, and it looked bad for him back then, and it looked worse for him tonight because he's 38 years old. A lot of the reflexes that he had, the reflexes he had is wasn't there tonight. It just wasn't there. It wasn't there, and he's a guy that his talent is based on the reflexes and being able to see the punches come. He didn't have that here. He didn't have it. I mean, when your whole game is based on having a great defense and you don't have it, you're pretty much done, man. I'm watching the fight and I'm saying to myself, we may be witnessing the end of Guillermo Rigondeaux because I had Ceja winning the fight. I thought he was winning the fight. I thought he was up clearly ever since the first round. I thought Guillermo Rigondeaux was losing just about every round. And I'm just waiting for the knockout to come at this point. I mean, he pulled off the win. I think the stoppage was pretty questionable. Okay, I thought that the fighter could have continued, but it was a big left hand. It was a hard knockdown. I'm not gonna complain too much because I don't want these fighters to get hurt. I've definitely changed my view on that. With the referee stopping the fight. But from what I saw, and the camera was right on his face, it looked like Seha could have continued. Okay, it looked like he could have continued. All right, it didn't look like Rigo wanted to continue. So I think he got bailed out, but listen, it was a good left hand. He stopped his opponent. It is what it is, you know. But he looked horrible in this fight. And if you don't have the reflexes and the defense, I don't know how he's going to compete with the top fighters at 122. I mean, at least he came down to 122 because I made a video a few weeks back and I thought this fight was going to be at 126. Okay, I'm glad he came down to 122 because that was horrific. That was a horrific performance by him, man. Oh my God, that was a bad performance, man. Um, I don't have much to say here. I don't know why he chose to fight that way. Um, the only reason why, I mean, listen, is either two things in my opinion. All right, and you guys could leave comments and share your thoughts. But from what I'm thinking, he either A, just doesn't have it no more, and he just, you know, maybe I don't know, maybe he just had no choice. Maybe he doesn't have it anymore. I mean, you know, based on the eye test, maybe he just doesn't have it anymore. Or B, maybe he's on Fox, he's on primetime TV, and maybe they told him to fight a certain way. Okay? Because it's happened with him before when he fought Cordoba years ago. So maybe he was told to fight this way because he is on Fox and they want to put on a show. All right. Was the fight entertaining? I can't even say it was because I'm watching a guy that don't have any inside game losing to a C level fighter. You know, an A level fighter losing to a C level fighter because he has absolutely no inside game. You know, I mean, even with the loss against Lomachenko, he looked like a much better fighter in that fight. Even though he clearly lost to Lomachenko. But he looked like a much better fighter in that fight, even with the loss. Even, you know, this guy in the ring tonight, I don't know who that was. And it's sad because if this is the way that we're going to see him fight from here on, it's such a waste. You know, you've been fighting professionally for 10 years. You only had 20 fights. This is 20th fight in 10 years. Okay? It's unfortunate. A lot of talent there. Two-time Olympic gold medalist. Beat Nonito Donaire very, very early in his career. Was pound for pound very, very early in his career. Had all the issues with Top Rank. You know, promoters and just breaks. And then he had a loss with Lomachenko. Took another break. Damn. It's like, this is a very, at one point, I mean, I remember doing videos about Guillermo Rigondeaux back then. At one point, people were saying that he was better than Floyd. And oh my God, like this is that same guy. I don't know. I'm hoping. Listen, I'm hoping as a fan. I'm hoping that whatever this was tonight, we won't see in the next fight. Because if he's gonna fight for a title, this is not the fighter he's not gonna be any champion fighting like that. You know, unless he can get him out of there within the first 30 seconds, which he is good at. He's great at first round knockouts, but he caught a lucky one because if that fighter didn't go down, I thought he was clearly losing. If this fight went to decision, I thought he was clearly losing a fight, and it looked like he took too much punishment to even turn the fight around and win by points if it had went to decision, you know? I don't know, man. That's all I gotta say. I'm waiting. I'm watching the next fight, so I'll get back to you guys after the Jamal Charlo fight is over. But that was a horrible, horrible performance, man. Let me know what you guys think, and make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.